When I read Sailor Moon, I read that one.
Sailor Moon Collectibles News and Reviews.
Hey guys, what is up? I am Sailor Tortilla, and here I'm coming at you with a video I promised a really long time ago, and it's about the Sailor Moon different manga editions. My friend Ochiba Wolf literally just came out with the same type of video. I think you should totally check out her channel to check out what she's got to say about the manga, what I've got to say about the manga. You are looking at 4 different versions. Only 3 of them are released in the US. That is the Mix version, 1999, the Kodansha version, 2011. We're skipping this one because this one is the Japanese version that inspired the Eternal editions that came out in 2019. Mix is the same company that came out with these abominations. You see this? Ooh, you're gonna hate this. So these guys, who later were called Tokyo Pop, were originally known as Mix. There's their logo. This is part of their Pocket Mix versions of their comics, because as you can see in my very small hands, this is an itty bitty book, especially when compared to all other versions. This is 1,000,000,000% one of my favorite illustrations ever. This is my personal copy from the 90s. I got this on Amazon, believe it or not, and that illustration corresponds to my favorite Sailor Moon figure. Mix used to put out a magazine called Mix Zine. I guess they weren't very creative out there. And they used to publish issues of Sailor Moon in the magazine, like separate chapters. There's a chapter break. Oh, and it has the same illustration, okay. But I actually got into the manga because of these really thin, kind of like American comic book style releases. It was amazing, and they are somewhere in the closet. They later rebranded as Shoujo Beat Sailor Moon when it came to Mix. It was published in multiple different ways. Then they finally made these collected Pocket Mix editions, which generally correspond to the other versions of Sailor Moon. Kodansha is the original publisher of Sailor Moon in Japan, and these covers were redrawn by Takeuchi-sama. They are way more plain. I guess the aesthetics were a little different by the time you got to 2011. There's no description on the back. Mix actually does have a little bit of a, kind of like what you'd see on a regular novel.
Everyone's favorite schoolgirl turned superhero. Oof.
Joined Bunny. Oh, that's right. Usagi's named Bunny in this one.
Luna, Tuxedo Mask, and the Scouts in their exciting adventures. This is the original Sailor Moon comic from Naoko Takeuchi that launched the mega-hit TV show everyone loves. Designed to be pocket-sized so Sailor Moon can go everywhere you go.
I totally took this exact book to my class. It truly was pocket-sized. I mean, it's super small. So yeah, by the time that this came out, anime aesthetics were different. We were doing the corrected right-to-left format. This is completely flipped. Everything in there is backwards. I'll be real with you, this is not my favorite cover. I don't like the artwork style that she was using in this era. So we have a couple colored pages, cute illustration. Basically, the first page is in color. There's nothing in color in the Mix version. And there's different colored pages in these. I think the printing quality is nice though. And we'll talk about the translation differences later. All you need to know is that this is called the Perfect Edition, which the Eternal editions are based on. You can see that these are almost identical. This is the Eternal edition with the glitter. Very cool, and it's very big. So this is the biggest version that you can ever buy. These are both made by Kodansha, and you can still get this in the store for whatever reason. Not only are these different from the original Mix edition, they individually have different translations. Why'd they do that? What mostly happened was that this version, when it came out, it was supposed to be more accurate to the Japanese than the Mix version. This version was criticized for having an odd translation. Now, does that mean that it was wrong? No. The words were correct, but it didn't really sound like native English speakers, and this one really makes Usagi sound a little more normal, a little more, it even comes off more relatable, believe it or not. We are going to touch upon these main 3. These were all official. 2 different companies made them. 3 different translations. Holy crap, let's get started. So, let's start with this one. You're gonna have to remember that this version is completely flipped. So here we've got Sailor V did it again. She's really something. As for the young lady in this family, Bunny, it's past 8 o'clock. So we know that Usagi is referred to as Bunny. But if you look on the next page, one of the main reasons that Sailor Moon really needed a new translation was because we're using the dub name. She says, I'm Serena, but everyone calls me Bunny. I'm 14 and in 8th grade. Ay, ay, ay. Well, look at the same thing right here. We've got, well, Sailor V caught another set of crooks. And comparing her to our daughter, Usagi, it's already past 8. I really wish Sailor Moon always had a cape. Side note, even the formatting you'll see is different here. I'm Usagi Tsukino, 14 years old, and in my 2nd year of middle school. Quite different. Next. This is so big. Give it to me, Sailor Moon. Ooh, it's very thick gloss pages. Oh man, the text is in colors. What do we got? Well, Sailor V-chan has done it again. So you see they're using honorifics unlike the other versions. And then we have Ikuko's telling us, and then there's my daughter. Usagi, it's past 8. You know, it's a little more conversational. I appreciate that. This is more gorgeous in person. Oh, another format change. I'm Usagi Tsukino. I'm 14 years old and in my 2nd year of middle school. So I'm gonna go through to a couple different things where there are differences. Really simple example. This is when Usagi transforms to save Ami. I won't let you abuse these innocent students. Okay, that's kind of general. How they do that in the first Kodansha release. It's going to look different because it's flipped the other way. This is the correct way. And she's got a lot more to say in this one. She says, I will not stand for someone brainwashing the pure hearts of hardworking students. That's more specific, but it's a little bit of, I feel like I have marbles in my mouth. Next. This is big and it's beautiful, and it says, I will not stand by and let you take advantage of these students' genuine love of learning to brainwash them. Still a little weird, but a little easier to say. Because the next page is so similar between the Kodansha versions, I just want to show you how it's different in the mix edition. So this is her speech, where she just says, a champion of justice, I'm Sailor Moon. On behalf of the moon, you're punished. Oof, you're punished kind of hurts me, because we all are very familiar with the I will punish you. This is another case where Usagi has a lot more to say. She says, I am the guardian of love and justice. I am the pretty sailor suited soldier. I am Sailor Moon. And in the name of the moon, I'll punish you. So you can see that Mix kind of just went, just give them the general idea. Whereas the Kodansha editions are a little more concerned with getting every bit of dialogue in there. So I'm going to show you something really cool and something really uncool about the Mix edition here. They use the dub names, like Umino is Melvin here, but if you notice on the side of this page, in the middle of the chapter, we have the notes from Naoko Takeuchi. They are not relegated to the back of the book. So you see this page, I'll open up the first Kodansha edition. They removed the notes and they replaced it with a chibi picture. Where did the notes go? And at least the names are correct, right? The notes actually went to the back of the book. Yeah, you'll see this is another one where there were notes here originally. And they're just back here. And how do they differ? Good question. Although Furuhata was saying the English word glamour in this instance, this is one word where the Japanese use of the word and the English meaning have diverged slightly. Glamorous in English usually refers to an opulent lifestyle, whereas in Japanese it refers to a large bust size on women. So what the hell were these supposed Naoko's notes? Alright, same thing. It's got little drawings though. It's like Naoko Takeuchi speaking directly to you. She says, hi everyone, first I really want to say thank you. If it wasn't for you guys reading my story, Sailor Moon wouldn't be able to do my favorite thing, drawing. And now she's talking about Osabu. Everyone make sure to get your copy of the first Sailor Moon graphic novel. What the hell? Okay, weird. I'm making discoveries as I'm reading this. Okay, let's see what happened in the Eternal edition. Ooh, look at that. That's pretty. Wow. Ugh, I love it. I could just flip these pages forever, TBH. No, look. Just getting thrown off a balcony, you know, as one does. Even this page is in color. I can't. We made it, fam. We've got the same chibi Makoto there. I don't see a corresponding note. Okay, well, we lost something. There's one thing to gain by reading the mixed version, it's just those little notes, and they appear every now and then. How do we feel about the print quality? I like that these pages are really, really white. She's got the on behalf of the moon, you're punished again. It's just so awkward. The first Kodansha release, I think, either has faded over time or just is like this. Some comics are just like this. These pages are a little grayed out. Pages on this look older just because of the color. I think the print quality is better though. These really do look kind of like Kinko's copies. In Japan, Naoko Takeuchi, for the second release, did redraw some of the drawings that appear in this version and in the Eternal version. So some differences are the moonstick differs in the actual appearance. This is the first appearance of the moonstick. You'll see it kind of looks like the anime. And there's Luna looking not quite like a cat. Boom. Not quite what you remember, huh? This actually looks just like it does in the PGSM live action, which came out around the time that the Japanese version of this was made. And those are some deeper dives into the different things you'll see in the different versions of Sailor Moon. Now, if you want a TLDR version of this video, I'd say just buy that. Even though you can get that in the store. This, if you're a collector, you might want to see these editions. You might even want to find the thin version of them, which had different artwork from the art books on the covers. They're really nice. But this is more kind of, if you're a collector, I'll be real with you, I don't see much benefit to owning this one. Smaller than this one, yeah. Is it easier to take in your purse if you want to read it at work? I guess. But that one comes out in digital. If I wasn't a collector, if I wasn't a huge Sailor Moon fan and just a casual fan, I would probably just put it on my iPad and read it there. The reason that I bring that up is because this version is so... This is my arm. From elbow to wrist, it is longer than my forearm. So you can't really casually keep this in your, the passenger seat of your car and just pull it out during lunch. It's kind of a pain in the butt. However, I personally like the way that the language flows in this one. I think it sounds a little more natural than it does in this one. And maybe I can find a really egregious example to prove my point, just because it's awkward. One of you heathens who would bring evil calamity even to a sacred shrine, I will not allow that. Like, I'm sorry, what? Forget it, Ray, you're on drugs. The evil red-headed stepchild. I won't let you invade the sacred temple. Get out. Like, all right, straightforward. Was that fixed in the next Kodansha edition? Those who would bring disaster to the sacred shrine, I will not allow it. I just love it. I really like it. I like looking at it, I like reading it, and I'm not even a huge fan of the manga itself. Feels like you're reading something brand new when you read that. When I read, especially the Kodansha edition for whatever reason, I feel like I'm reading something dated. It's the awkward English, probably, that just reminds you every moment that is comic written in the early 90s. This one, not so much. This one, it's not translated perfectly. You miss a lot of the details in this. A lot of people, especially towards the Stars chapters, were very confused when they came out. I actually started getting confused when the Dream arc started with the way that they kind of translated this. I don't actually recommend reading this version outside of if you're a hardcore Sailor Moon fan and you really just want to get that piece of history. This, on the other hand, it's handy. You can keep it in your purse. It's very floppy. It doesn't feel high quality, but it is a cheaper alternative. That's why it's still in print. A cheaper alternative to the Eternal editions, which when they're on sale on Amazon, you can get them for 20 bucks. I don't actually recommend getting them on Amazon because they always come dented. I have sent back at least Volume 4 and Volume 5. It's a pain in the butt. So get it from Right Stuff. Right Stuff is a great resource for all things anime and manga. You can probably find this on eBay. It's gonna run, who knows. This one, $10.99. So you're gonna pay 11 bucks if you're in the US. And that is like supposed to be 27 bucks. Don't pay 27 bucks. Just wait for it to go on sale. So I paid like $18.99 for some of them. I read that version. I like to look at this version just to see what they were doing there. I never, ever, ever read these editions. And that's all I gotta say, guys. Definitely check out some of my other videos for cool Sailor Moon stuff. If you've never heard about this, I actually already read these on IGTV by the time that I posted this video. So maybe watch me read this because it's terrible. So that's it, guys. I am Sailor Tortilla, and this is Sailor Moon Manga.